Welcome to a special deep dive investigation. What you are about to hear is a story so complicated, filled with deception and tragedy, that it almost seems unbelievable. But after months of investigation, interviews with confidential sources, and leaked documents, we've pieced together the shocking story of Tori Roloff and Zach Roloff. Zach Roloff recently sold his house for $500,000. Tori Roloff and Zach Roloff are now officially divorced. According to sources, Tori allegedly stole Zach's $250,000 share from the sale and secretly fled. With the money, she reportedly went to her secret boyfriend, David. Tori had allegedly been in a secret romantic relationship with David for the past year. Now, Tori Roloff has been arrested. To understand how everything collapsed, we need to start at the beginning. Zach Roloff met Tori Patton in 2010. She was a friend of his sister Molly, and unlike anyone in his reality TV world, grounded, calm, and genuine. Zach admitted to the camera, "I just really like her. She doesn't see the cameras. She just sees me." Their relationship became a fan favorite. Viewers watched Zach, often overshadowed by his more ambitious brother Jeremy and strict father Matt, grow into his own person with Tori by his side. She was his anchor. She fit in seamlessly with the family. Amy loved her. The kids adored her. Tori brought calm to Zach's life, especially amid the tensions on Roloff Farms. Their house on Schuber Road became more than a home. It was a symbol of independence. They poured time, money, and dreams into it. From the outside, everything looked perfect. 3 children, a loyal fan base, a successful show, and financial stability. But cracks were forming beneath the surface. About a year and a half ago, fans noticed subtle changes. Instagram posts became less frequent and felt different. Likes and comments dropped sharply. Pet names disappeared. Photos focused on the kids individually rather than the family together. This digital distance often precedes public announcements of separation. Rumors of marital problems began leaking. Sources close to LPBW said there were heated arguments off camera and growing resentment. The energy on set shifted. Zach focused on securing the family's future, while Tori seemed distant. The family maintained a united front publicly, dismissing rumors as gossip. But the truth was more serious. In March of this year, the first major event happened. The Roloffs' cherished home was listed for sale at just under $500,000. Fans were shocked. Why sell a house they worked so hard on? Days later, a statement was released by their joint representative. "After careful consideration, we have made the difficult decision to legally separate and pursue a divorce. This is a deeply painful and private time for our family. We ask for prayers and privacy as we focus on loving and supporting our 3 amazing children through this transition." Fans were sad, but believed it was an amicable split. The story presented was that they would co-parent and had simply grown apart. But behind the scenes, a darker story was allegedly unfolding. According to Zach's attorneys, the divorce was far from friendly. The sale of the house became the trigger for a serious issue. The plan was to sell the house, split the $500,000 equally, and use the funds to establish 2 homes for the children. Each party was supposed to receive about $250,000 through a joint escrow account managed by their attorneys. But the money never reached Zach. According to an emergency motion filed last month, Tori allegedly used a power of attorney signed earlier in the marriage to transfer Zach's entire $250,000 share to an offshore account he didn't know about. This was allegedly premeditated and sophisticated, timed to match the disbursement of funds. Within hours of the transfer, Tori reportedly disappeared. She packed personal belongings for herself and the children, left no trace, and turned off her phone. Zach and the children vanished along with $250,000. Investigators immediately looked into Tori's whereabouts. Amateur fans began searching social media and discovered clues pointing to a man named David Miller, a fitness trainer and former MMA fighter from Portland. Sources indicate that Tori had been secretly dating him for at least a year. The investigation suggests that Tori led a double life while Zach worked, filmed, and planned for the family. According to court documents, this was not a spur-of-the-moment decision. She allegedly carefully planned her exit, with David waiting for her. Zach was reportedly devastated. The betrayal was enormous. Beyond the missing money, it was the emotional shock of realizing the life he thought he had built with Tori may have been a lie. He also worried about the safety and well-being of his children. Law enforcement issued a warrant for Tori's arrest on charges including felony theft, identity theft, and potential parental interference. The investigation focused on following the money, which often leaves a trail. Even offshore accounts require transactions through banks, providing investigators with records to track the funds. The story is ongoing. Zach's team continues to work with authorities to recover the money and ensure the children's safety. Fans remain stunned, trying to piece together what happened from social media clues and leaked court documents. This case is a reminder of how appearances can be deceiving. What looked like a happy family on a reality TV show may have hidden layers of conflict, deceit, and betrayal. Zach Roloff's story highlights the impact of secrecy, financial manipulation, and the importance of legal safeguards in personal relationships. At the center of it all, Zach focuses on his children and the steps needed to rebuild stability in their lives. Tori Roloff's arrest is only the beginning of legal proceedings, and the outcome will affect all parties involved. While the public watches closely, Zach has reportedly taken measures to protect the children and maintain their routine. Friends say he is determined to keep the kids' lives as normal as possible despite the chaos. The investigation into the offshore accounts, wire transfers, and the role of David continues. Law enforcement hopes to recover the stolen funds and hold those responsible accountable. Meanwhile, fans continue to follow updates, sharing theories and supporting Zach during this difficult time. This situation highlights the fragility of trust and the unforeseen consequences of deception. What started as a story of love and family now includes financial betrayal, secrecy, and criminal investigation. Zach's focus remains on his children, his own recovery, and navigating the ongoing legal process. The Roloff family as a whole has reportedly tried to maintain privacy during this turmoil. They have limited public commentary, instead concentrating on supporting Zach and the children. This case will likely continue to unfold over the coming months. Every update, every court filing, and every revelation will add layers to an already complex story. Zach's fans remain loyal, offering emotional support and encouragement as he works to regain stability for himself and his family. It is a cautionary tale about appearances, trust, and the lengths some people may go to when pursuing their own interests. Zach Roloff's resilience, focus on family, and commitment to protecting his children remains central as he navigates this challenging period. It's a digital paper trail, and it just takes time to follow. Investigators traced it to a high-end short-term rental property in Bend, Oregon, about 3 hours from Battleground. The property was rented under an alias, but the payment came from a debit card linked to the offshore account that had received the $250,000.1 Tuesday morning. Local law enforcement, accompanied by state police, executed the warrant. "Police, we have a warrant. Open the door." The door opened to reveal Tori Roloff. The 3 children were inside, playing in the living room, and David Miller emerged from a back room. Tori was taken into custody without incident. The children were safe and unharmed. They were temporarily placed with Child Protective Services while Zach, who had been notified, rushed to Bend to be reunited with them. David Miller was questioned and released, pending further investigation into his possible involvement. Tori was taken to the county jail. Her mugshot, now public, showed a tired, pale woman, very different from the vibrant TV personality fans knew. She was charged with first-degree aggravated theft, a Class B felony, and identity theft. Bail was set at $100,000, which she could not pay because her primary assets were frozen by the court. The fallout has been huge. The Roloff family, familiar with drama, is shocked. They're devastated. Amy is heartbroken for Zach and the grandchildren. Matt is reportedly furious and helping Zach with a legal battle. The family has shown unified support for Zach. The sense of betrayal affects the entire family. They had all trusted Tori. The future of little people, big world, is now uncertain. Can the show continue after such a personal and devastating scandal? Meanwhile, a custody battle has begun. Zach is seeking full custody, citing Tori's alleged instability and criminal behavior. The court will prioritize the children's best interest. A parent who allegedly fled with them, exposed them to a stranger, and committed serious financial crimes will have a very difficult time winning primary custody. Judges are likely to see a pattern of deception and poor judgment, not in the children's best interest. For Zach, recovery will be long. He has been betrayed emotionally, romantically, and financially. The woman he loved and the mother of his children is now in jail, accused of dismantling the life they built together. Despite the arrest, many questions remain. How long had this been planned? Was the house sale part of the scheme from the beginning? What was David's exact role? Was he a co-conspirator, or just the beneficiary? Did he know the source of the money? What was Tori's motive? Purely financial, unhappiness, or influence from David? Tori Roloff is innocent until proven guilty in court. She will have her chance to tell her side and defend herself against these allegations. The story of Zach and Tori Roloff has gone from a reality TV love story to a cautionary tale about the hidden secrets behind social media and television. It is a story of alleged greed, deception, and a family broken in an instant. The three children are the ultimate victims. The house on Schuber Road sold for $500,000, but the real price for the Roloff family is incalculable: trust, love, privacy, and family foundation. There are no winners here, only a family left to pick up the pieces. Meanwhile, Tori seems unconcerned about her financial situation. She hired construction crews to build a 2-story shop on her property. Fans can follow her progress on Instagram and Twitter. On April 13, 2024, she posted a story standing by a window, saying she was removing a covering because it looked bad and preparing to paint it. She mentioned a portable toilet for the workers fixing the store. Tori first announced the 2-story shop on March 1, 2024, in an Instagram story, saying, "We are building a shop. Apologies, I was wrong to say that." Later stories showed Zach working in the garden, and Tori shared excitement about planting hydrangeas and a lilac tree Zach had gotten her. It's unclear how much TLC paid the Roloffs for Little People, Big World. Tori reportedly made $1,500 to $3,000 per episode, while Zach made around $7,000. Earnings from one season could total about $100,000. 2 seasons per year might bring $200,000 plus income from social media and endorsements. Tori also owns a photography studio and could return to teaching. Whether Zach and Tori will continue on Little People, Big World is unknown. Clues from Tori suggest the show may be winding down. She hinted at major changes in her life, posting images that seemed to foretell a new chapter. The investigation into the financial theft, custody, and the future of the family continues. Zach remains focused on his children, their safety, and rebuilding stability in their lives. This story is a reminder that the world behind reality TV and social media can be very different from what fans see, and trust, once broken, has serious consequences. After Tori Roloff's arrest, the focus shifted entirely to the children and the custody battle. Zach Roloff immediately sought legal counsel to protect his 3 kids. According to sources close to the family, Zach is determined to provide a stable and secure environment. The allegations against Tori, combined with her sudden disappearance with the children and the offshore account, strengthened his case for full custody. The court's primary concern is always the best interest of the children. Judges consider stability, safety, and emotional well-being. In this case, Tori allegedly fled with the children while under investigation for a felony, placing them in a potentially unsafe situation. Law enforcement confirmed that the children were unharmed, but the psychological impact of their mother's sudden disappearance and the subsequent arrest cannot be underestimated. Zach has been working closely with counselors to ensure the children are supported during this difficult time. Meanwhile, Tori remains in custody with her bail denied due to the frozen assets. Her legal team is preparing a defense, arguing that the alleged wire transfers were legitimate and part of their marital financial arrangements. However, court filings paint a picture of careful planning and deception. The offshore account, the timing of the house sale, and the immediate transfer of $250,000 suggest premeditation, according to Zach's attorneys. David Miller, the man allegedly involved with Tori, is under investigation. Authorities are looking into whether he knew the money was stolen or whether he influenced Tori's decisions. So far, David has been cooperative with law enforcement and has been released pending further inquiries. His role in the situation is still unclear, and any potential charges would depend on evidence that he was complicit. Social media has become a battleground. Fans of Little People, Big World have taken sides, some showing support for Zach, others questioning Tori's motives. The backlash on Tori has been intense, with many expressing outrage over the alleged theft and betrayal. Zach's supporters have flooded his social media with encouragement, praising him for prioritizing the children's safety and seeking justice. The Roloff family, long familiar with public scrutiny, has rallied around Zach. Amy Roloff, who has faced her own public divorces and challenges, has been a steady source of emotional support. Matt Roloff has reportedly taken an active role in helping Zach navigate the legal process. Jeremy and other siblings are focused on shielding the children from the media storm and maintaining family unity during the crisis. As the legal process unfolds, multiple hearings are scheduled to address custody, financial restitution, and Tori's charges. The court will examine all evidence, including bank records, witness statements, and digital communications. For Tori, proving intent and knowledge will be crucial. Her defense may argue that she believed the transfers were within her rights or that she did not intend to commit a crime. For Zach, the timeline and documentation of the offshore transfers will be central to proving the alleged theft. The custody situation is complex. Zach is seeking primary custody, arguing that Tori's alleged actions demonstrate instability and poor judgment. The court will also consider the children's relationships with both parents, their living arrangements, and their overall well-being. Temporary custody arrangements have placed the children with Zach under supervision and counseling to ensure a safe and supportive environment. Beyond the immediate legal battle, the situation raises broader questions about public perception and the impact of reality television. Fans watched Zach and Tori's marriage for years, believing in the idyllic family image. Behind the scenes, however, tensions and secrets may have been building. The contrast between their public personas and private lives has fueled speculation and media attention, highlighting how complex relationships can be when lived under constant scrutiny. Financial consequences are also significant. With $250,000 allegedly transferred offshore, Tori's assets are frozen, and recovery efforts are underway. Zach's legal team is exploring options to reclaim the funds through civil litigation if criminal restitution is not possible. The financial strain adds another layer of stress as Zach balances legal expenses with providing for the children and maintaining normalcy in their lives. Despite the turmoil, Zach remains focused on his children and their stability. Sources close to the family describe him as determined, patient, and protective. He has been limiting media exposure for the children while ensuring they continue their routines, schoolwork, and extracurricular activities. The goal is to preserve as much normalcy as possible while navigating the unprecedented situation. Meanwhile, Tori's social media presence has become sporadic. Posts about home projects, shopping, or daily life appear disconnected from the legal and custody challenges she faces. Some observers interpret this as a sign of defiance or a focus on personal projects, while others see it as an attempt to maintain public image despite serious allegations. Either way, the contrast between her online life and real-life legal issues is striking. The wider Roloff family is also grappling with the fallout. Amy, who has faced public scrutiny for her own relationships and business ventures, is reportedly encouraging Zach to remain strong and to focus on healing. The extended family is united in supporting the children, prioritizing their emotional and physical well-being. This sense of family solidarity is seen as critical in mitigating the negative effects of the scandal. Public reaction has been intense. Fans have expressed both shock and anger, questioning how someone could allegedly betray a family and misappropriate funds in such a calculated manner. Media outlets have amplified the story, reporting updates on arrests, court proceedings, and custody arrangements. For Zach and the children, The increased attention is both a challenge and an opportunity to highlight issues of trust, family security, and parental responsibility. As court proceedings continue, the focus will remain on evidence and testimony. Zach's case relies on documenting the timeline of transfers, the offshore account, and Tori's movements. Investigators and attorneys are meticulously reconstructing events to present a clear narrative to the court. For Tori, establishing intent, knowledge, and mitigating circumstances will be crucial for her defense. The psychological impact on the children is another major concern. Experts in